been my policing thing. That was what brought me there. And so, Joe was this British guy. Like, was like totally on the spectrum, but like pretty metrosexual, and my first, so I go into the lab and it's like, we're in this like mouse lab, change, it's a sterile lab, so it's like change all this stuff, and there's like a concrete building, has like the worst gas, and I'm just like dying because it smells so bad, right? And I look over and it has like this glitter all over his ear. Like, what you do as a dryer? It's weird. But he starts telling me about Burning Man. And then he had their thing at Burning Man was a glitter gun. If you get naked and you go with like glitter. And I'm just like, they were fine. And so, but it was like, it's one of those things in life that, like, if you listen to and he goes, so I didn't go. So my ex-husband and my father was sick.
So we're having a terrific Tuesday in Kenya. Another day to be inspired and to inspire others. Right now we're headed to the news outlets to go uplift and bring some positive critical success factors. It's going to be a wonderful day. We have the spirit of Mandela. We have the spirit of creativity. So we're going to share it with the world. We're going to share it with Kenya. We're going to build. We're going to elevate. We're going to inspire. So get excited, get connected, and get involved.
So about having, I am allowing myself to get elevated because this is too much. So the best thing is not to talk.
Good morning. Justine Reese here on the Kenya Speaking Tour 2025, and we are headed to Kenyatta University, where I guess we'll be engaging with their TV station and some of the youth, some of the powerful youth here in Kenya. I think we're all sort of reflecting back on yesterday, how incredible yesterday was, starting out with speaking to the girls' school, to like 1,500 girls, where we walked in and felt welcomed, and I got to get them to like do different things with their voices, and they were very receptive, and they spoke really well, and everyone, we sort of got to get the groove of each other too, and what do we all talk about, and what is all our passion, and to not repeat. So if somebody says something, maybe reflect back, call back on it, but don't repeat just what they said, keep adding new things. So I thought that was really great. And then very powerful going to the slum, so that's the slums, and seeing all they're doing there and seeing all what they still need. And personally, my mission here is to help empower young women with their voices, and the one way to do that is through their bodies. And so we brought the menstrual cups with Could You, and we found out there were girls there that actually have experienced, the things that we have heard about, having to be bribed with men to get menstrual pads. So we're going to have real impact here, and I'm excited to have day 2 and go to Kenyatta University and continue all of our platforms that we're all speaking around empowerment, living in your dreams, being great leaders and great entrepreneurs. So we're offering a lot here in Kenya.
When I started understanding get it? I don't know how to do the tracking part.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's good to see you.
It's so good seeing you.
Oh, look at you. Welcome.
I got some.
Look at this Kenyan girl.
It's so good
Wow, isn't it?
Just give me the message.
How is it?
Very good.
Yes, strong.
It's a good morning so far.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this amazing guest. Welcome to KU TV.
Thank you.
Yes.
Excuse my casual attire. I don't have luggage.
This is a
No problem. No problem. Tina?
Tina. Flossie.
Flossie? Oh, Flossie. Welcome to
Thank you.
Patricia.
Welcome home.
Dr. Patricia. Wonderful. Welcome, Dr. Patricia.
Justine.
Justine.
Nice to meet you.
We hug. We're huggers.
Wow, what's up?
Thank you.
What's up? My friend, I'm so excited. Good to meet you, man.
My pleasure's on mine.
Welcome to KU.
Hello. And then Dr. Cole. How are you? Hi. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing.
Welcome, welcome.
We're excited to have you, to learn from you.
Yeah, it's a household.
We leave Nairobi tomorrow, as you know.
Yes.
And then we'll be going to Kisii, Masamara, but then we come back on the 13th, but then everyone goes home on the 13th. Or almost everyone goes home.
Well, I missed dinner, I'm sorry, but it's good that at least I'm here with
Yes.
you. And on 13th, there will be a session, as David told me.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Well, those who had been already scheduled. But when I talked to them, they said, sorry.
Wow.
I got it.
She's put off the marathon and she really loves different languages. They don't have enough chorus, so it's more like a team class. I'm doing that too. And then another one, it's a little more catchy.
So here at Kenyatta University, we're here talking not only to the student body, but also to the communities outside of the campus, sharing insights, resources, business advice, pieces of information that my people have traveled thousands of kilometers across the ocean to be here. Not only to talk at Kenyatta University, but also directly to schools and communities themselves, making a lasting impact. This is the 10th anniversary of the Kenya Keynote Tour, and Top Talent Agency is a proud partner to make sure that that legacy is continuing. I'm Isabel Donadio, thank you.
We are looking to hire, and we are so excited to bring this incredible opportunity to Top Talent Finance. I can't wait to tell you more. I'm here to go on KU TV at Kenyatta University to talk about our upcoming training.
Very honored to be here in Kenya to empower the voices of women and the people here that sometimes don't have a voice.
All right, thank you. And I'm Dr. Colette Lane. I'm CEO of Oceans of Grace and also work directly with Top Talent Agency on the Kenyatta Initiative. Well, yeah, Kenyatta University Initiative. Yeah. Keep going, keep going. Okay, are we still testing? I know, can we see or we can't see the screen?
Well, could you give us a,
I just want to see how it looks.
I know, what, from your
You
angle?
will, definitely. Okay.
Make sure that-
All right, welcome back. And if you see me smiling so much, just know that I'm sitting next to very powerful ladies. And I will be introducing them so you can also see them and see why I'm smiling in a little while. But this is what we are having. We've just had a conversation with Isabel on what it is like to have partnerships in the country and what this is doing to the lives of young people in Kenya and in Africa and in the world at large. So right now, I want us to take a look at the execution and what really happens on ground. What is it like to have a mentor, or what is it like to have this initiative, Top Talent Agency, the mentors, the trainers, what do they really go through in terms of mentoring these young people, training them and everything in between. So joining us is a team of very powerful ladies. If you are a lady, you know I'm a ladies person. So this is a team of powerful ladies who are going to be talking to us about the execution of empowerment to the young people in the global south and in the world in general. I'll begin from Flossie. Kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
Thank you. My name is Flossie Njama. I am a critical care nurse. I am a best-selling author. I have a business that I call Simple Life LTU LLC, where we do everything simple. I am also a wellness coach. I also empower people how to live a simple, healthy life through my program that I call GPS to a Healthier You Lifestyle, where we talk about how to live every day healthy, simple, and don't get overwhelmed. I see a lot of transformation in that. I have a wellness beverage that I call Flossies to My Tea, which is a brand and is a trademark. It's helping a lot of people with their pain, inflammation, boosting their immune system, and so much more. I love wellness, just to say the least.
All right, thank you so much. Justin?
Hello, I am Justine Reese with the Empowered Voice, and I have to say, Flossie forgot to mention something very important, is that she is from Kenya. So I had to throw that in because we are a sisterhood, and we like to lock arms and remind each other if we left something out. So the Empowered Voice, I'm a voiceover talent and a voiceover coach. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I record audiobooks and commercials, and I've been doing that for 20 to 30 years, believe it or not. And the industry has changed rapidly and a lot, but the most important thing that I do is coach people to have more authenticity and truth in their voice. And when they do this, I realize not just behind a microphone, they're building confidence. And one of the things that I have realized is confidence doesn't come before you start something, but that's exactly why people often don't start something, because they are like, I'm not ready. It's not time. I need to be more confident. But doing the thing is what's going to bring the confidence. And I realized that the voice is something you take with you everywhere you go. You had it since the moment you were born. And we start using it to get what we need, and then at a certain point we may feel shut down. And it's become more aware to me that women often feel shut down for various reasons by a teacher that didn't mean to shut you down but said that story's no good or that performance isn't good. I had an experience where I was not allowed to be in a school play in 5th grade because my grades weren't good enough. And something as simple as that could teach me that I'm not smart and I can't be creative, so I'll just be pretty. And honestly, that is what my story was until about sophomore year, until someone said, my mother said, go to drama camp. And I was like, I don't want to go to drama camp. I don't want to be a weird drama person. And she said, no, go. You can come home if you hate it. I was like, okay, I'll go. And guess what? I never wanted to come home. I started to find my voice. I started to feel okay expressing myself. And it changed the trajectory of everything I did after that. So here in Africa, I have become aware that women have a role to play. And that's been decades and years and years and years. But it's changing. And there's more empowerment, but there's ways that we can empower our young women to get to a place like Kenyatta University and be able to learn, become educated. Right now, 11% of girls in Kenya are going to secondary school for one simple reason, because they have a menstrual cycle. And that's natural. That's part of how we give birth to ideas and actual life. But because of this, they drop out of school because they don't have proper hygiene and they don't have places to change and they don't have what they need. They're not empowered because maybe their mothers didn't know how to teach them or they didn't have it either. So it becomes normalized. And what we have found is, and I've been told, and now it's been verified, that young girls often are even prostituted to get the things they need, to get the pads. So I spoke from a stage. A year ago, I got to go to Tanzania and we brought reusable pads. I was coming to Kenya on this tour. I was so honored to be asked to come with David and Isabel. And I knew I wanted this to be my initiative, but I didn't have what I needed. And so I spoke what I needed. And this is a true empowerment, how we manifest the things we need. And I got connected with a woman called Christine from couldyou.org.
Okay, you'll talk to us about that.
Yes, we'll hold. We'll hold. We'll hold.
But
yes.
first, let's get to
Yes,
Mr.
thank
Kelly
you.
here.
Thank you for all that
Kelly,
stage time, my dear.
Can you introduce yourself to us, to
Hi.
audience? Hi.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Colette Wayne. I am the CEO of Oceans of Grace, and I also work directly with top talent, sourcing talent from Kenyatta University and all over Kenya to bring talent back to the United States and globally. My background is actually in helping animals and helping the environment thrive. And quite some time ago, I lost my own wellness, and I realized that my background in animal wellness and environmental wellness also applied to our own wellness. And so wellness matters to me a lot. And what I realized is that my purpose in life is to help other people live in their purpose and to find their true light and to live in their zone of genius and to reach their highest potential. And so that's something that I absolutely love to do, but I help humans, animals, and the earth all thrive together. And in doing so, I help create a more resilient ecosystem, helping communities be resilient, helping individuals be resilient, and really thrive in who they are. What I am so honored to be here about is just to see the beautiful Kenyan people and watch how they are thriving even in spite of hard things going on. So thank you for having us.
That's beautiful. Now that we are still on you and you've talked about your love for sustainability in terms of how humans and animals thrive together in a peaceful coexistence. So when it comes to helping the young people and a top talent agency, how do you identify that, okay, this person needs this kind of a solution and not pushing something that they probably don't want for themselves? How do you identify the difference between, okay, this is someone who is suffering and this is the kind of help they need without coming out as bothering them with what they really don't require?
That is such a good question. Often we can walk into a situation and assume we know best. But the truth is, the individual knows best. And with just asking questions and listening to their answers, we can often guide them in a path and maybe open their eyes to things that they haven't considered before. But truly, your soul knows what is best for you. And I've experienced people telling me what I should do, call it shoulding on you. And that's not really what was best for me. And I knew deep down, but I didn't trust my own intuition. So one of the things that I really like to help people do is to build their own intuition and to see something in them that they might not see for themselves. So I have a different lens, and perhaps I can look through my lens and say, oh, I see this for you. Does that feel true for you? And that's something that I've experienced can be really helpful, but also just allowing people to be seen for who they really are and to identify what their gifts are and to see like, hey, I noticed that you're really good at this, or you have a lot of skill in this, or maybe you could advance a little bit more if you honed this skill over here. And one of the things that I think that we often focus on is our tangible skills, like, oh, I'm a journalist, or oh, I'm an author, or oh, you know, I have all of that. I am an author and a speaker and a coach and all of that. But one of the things that helps set people apart is the character of who they are. And sometimes we forget about that. We forget about the integrity, the who we are when no one's watching, or the communication that's essential to be able to have like a global role. Like we have Kenyan students or recent graduates from Kenyatta University that have amazing opportunities with Top Talent Agency because they've honed those, we call them soft skills, but they're not. They're really important skills, that communication, that trust. Like when we work internationally, we can't watch you every day. We don't, you're working remotely from Kenya and we're in the United States and there's a big time difference. So we have to be able to trust that what you're doing is the right thing. And so to be able to build that up in people, to be able to help them recognize what values they hold dear to themselves, and then to help align that with their purpose and give them the foundation of wellness, like physical, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual wellness, all of those together, that's how we help them become their highest potential and live in that every single day.
All right, that's very good. Let me come to you, Flossie. You also deal with wellness, and this is probably from what you've gone through in terms of overcoming
autoimmune.
Yes. So you deal with wellness and care, and it's so dear to you.
That's a good question, because that's why I zone in and I look at the young people and I see what they have and what they don't have. And sometimes, actually, most of the times, they have it right there in front of their hands, in front of their eyes, and they happen not to be aware. Reason being, they might not have the facilities, the amenities, they may not have the knowledge, they might not have the information. That's one thing I bring to the people. I bring it to them because I never had it. I bring it to them because I know knowledge is health. Knowledge is information. And with all that, it can turn that into wellness. So I bring it in terms of information, support, love, doing what I'm doing here back home, by also giving the support and my energy. I want to bring that light. So I bring it from so many different avenues. Like Dr. Colette said, it can be tangible or intangible. I value the intangible. Because what we don't see, we don't think we have. What we don't see, we don't even know. It comes. So I bring all that together under one umbrella in whatever way I can. And this particular time, the top agency, I'm bringing myself to the young people. The little ones like yesterday, oh my God, feeding those little ones touched my heart. I'm bringing that to the older people, the top agency, which this was an amazing opportunity. Need I mention, it came to me like a last minute. I'm always impromptu, so it was no big deal. Oh yeah, it was no big deal. I'm like, we gotta go home, David. I'm coming. So that's how I bring it to them. I give them the knowledge, because my mother used to tell me, in my language, nobody would take knowledge from you. It's yours. Nobody would take information. Then they take it and run. And then I support them in whichever other way I'm able to.
All right. Now, looking at that, how does success feel like in your field? Like, how do you feel like, okay, with this one, this was a success?
Ooh, I like that one too.
She's good.
Good. Success to me is to see the joy and smile in that person. When they're healthy, they smile. They're happy. I know that because it all comes from your unconscious mind. It's all connected. So I don't even have to ask. Like I said, we're feeding the kids yesterday. They're smiling. I'm grabbing their plate and putting the food. I'm like, they're excited. That to me, I know I'm doing something and they're getting something out of it. And at the same time, I'm giving them some love, I'm patting them on their back, I'm giving some hugs to the ones that let me. So all that together, like I said, it doesn't have to come in big things. It could be intangible or tangible, but that's how I can tell. It glows. You look at their eyes, you look at their smile, you look at their sensory acuity, you just observe.
All right, that's beautiful. Now let's come to Justin. You are a voice-over artist. I wanted to put it in person, and then I remember you're still a voice-over artist. So you have done this for about 30 years or more.
Yeah.
And in this current generation, especially in a developing country, most of the time when you're into the creative economy, you want to do something creative. Maybe you want to be a content creator, you want to be a dancer, you want to be a voiceover artist. Most of the time your parents will tell you, no, that's not a career.
That's exactly right. Yeah, they're like, don't do that.
Yeah. So how do you manage to empower young people who want to venture into the creative industry? That you know what, this thing can pay your bill?
Yes.
How do you get to convince them? And parents also,
Yes.
the guardians.
That's a great question. Because often, even in America, just like here, parents really out of the love for us want the best for us, so they fear. So they're actually instilling their fear, but from a place of love, that this may not work out and I want you to have the best life, so don't go down a struggling artist path, right? And that is the voice often that stays with us. And so what I love to do is, like Colette said, it's ask questions. So when people come to me and say, hey, I want to, often they're coming later in life now, which is because we can work from home. Voiceovers change. We used to work at a studio. Now it's more accessible to more people, more Kenyans, more Americans living anywhere because we work remotely. It's a global industry now. And so the switch has to happen when our young people realize that I have a dream, whether it's to be an actor, to be a voice talent, to be whatever it is, a doctor, whatever it's going to be, that's not going to pay my bills right away. So the job that I have could be a tuk-tuk driver, could be a babysitter, could be whatever that is not a waste of time because it's not your dream, it's the investment in the dream job. And I think as a mother myself, I try to teach that to my children when they're like, I don't want to wait tables because I'm a videographer. I'm like, you're going to wait tables because that's the investment in the dream. In fact, it's better to have a job that maybe doesn't take as much brain power so you can bring your energy to your creative field, but you also are empowered because you're earning money. And money, unfortunately, is power, but we get this, so we have to debunk that myth that it's not going to work out because that voice will stay with us and will run the show. We call that shadow work. I'm also a transformational meditation facilitator. And it's that little voice that might seem tiny, but it is running the show. It's making all the decisions for you. So to tell the parents, like, let them, just like my mother said, go to drama camp, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe she just wanted to get me out of the house for the summer, I don't know. But she allowed me to do something I was in fear of, because it's usually our fear, it's our parents' fear, it's our fear that's stopping us. So how do we use the fear as fuel so we don't stay in a car where we've got the foot on the gas and the brake at the same time? We can't go anywhere. That's that feeling of stuck. So when you're hearing yourself say, I'm stuck, what can I do to, the fear is the goal usually. It's driving us somewhere, so we got to use it as fuel. Literally put it in the gas tank and go. Mm-hmm. I hope that answered that for you.
Yeah, how does it feel like to have your talents pay your bills?
It's really incredible. It's really incredible. And you know, as a somewhat successful voiceover artist, I still had doubt. In America, we can sometimes make a lot of money. And here in Kenya, I'm sure that's true too, if you do national commercials or big things that might pay what we call residuals. So there's residual income. Early in my voiceover career, I had very big commercial jobs that paid a lot of money. Guess what? Still got scared. I was making money as a voice talent, and somebody came along and said, hey, do you want to open a franchise with me? And I said, yes. And I spent a lot of money, I'm not even going to say the amount, I borrowed it, to go do something I was not passionate about. And you know why? Out of fear. So fear makes us do very crazy things. And I look back at that time and I could have spent about 10% of the money that I spent on that franchise on my voice, which is really, and I love to teach too, because when I teach, I learn. So if I can coach you to find authenticity in your voice, and that's what comes in with the content creation you talked about. It doesn't matter if you want to be a voiceover talent behind a microphone like I am right now, or you just want to create or have your voice heard. Your authentic voice that can come from confidence will help you in job interviews, help you take your time when you speak, even though I do speak fast sometimes. Those are all skills we can control. You can also learn to control your dialect. You know, if there's someone from Kenya who wants to have a broader range of jobs, they might learn from a coach, be willing to ask for help, as Isabel said earlier. Be willing to step up and have your voice be heard, because magical things can happen. When you speak what you need, you can manifest what you need.
All right, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now let's come back to you, Lucas.
Yeah.
When it comes to helping young people, whether it's through their talents, through their professions, how do you help them identify their purpose?
Oh, that is such a good question. Identifying your purpose is, okay, there's this really cool word that I love. It's from a Greek philosopher, Aristotle. It's called telos. Telos is your ultimate purpose or aim. It's the essence of who you were created to be. And in the animal space, like there's, a lion, the lionness of a lion, or the elephantness of an elephant. They have different needs and different essences, right? You can't ask a lion to do something that you're going to ask an elephant to do, right? Well, we as individuals also have a telos. And that's like the essence of who we were created to be. Now, what we do might change over time, right? I loved to lead. My dad used to call me General Mighty Mouth. Right? I know, I didn't like it when I was young, but I actually have learned to embrace it because I had a natural leadership ability at a really young age. And it's actually our responsibility to be who we were created to be rather than try to be something we're not.
I love that. That's brilliant. Now let's come back to Josie. When it comes to helping people, there's joy in helping people, and there's that desire to want to do more of that, because if there's something that someone cannot hide is joy. Someone can hide their sadness, someone can hide, or they can't hide their joy. But now there comes a problem when you want to have this fulfillment, but then there are challenges, be it cultural, because you traverse different countries, talking to young people, mentoring young people, young and old, of course. But then there comes a times when there are challenges. How do you break past the eyes of these challenges and get to what you're meant to do, whether it's cultural barriers, societal barriers, sometimes it's just the belief that people have. If you're dealing with a group of women, the belief that men have with women. If you're dealing with men, the belief that ladies have with women, expectations. How do you deal with this?
I love that question. How I deal with the challenges. That's easy. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize. What do you think, or do you want, or do you like or love them to get? What kind of shift, transformation, lifestyle, health, whatever that may be, are you wanting for them? It may not be exactly that, but that's what you have in your heart. So when your eye stays up on the prize, the rest around you is you don't even see it. It doesn't even face you. Whether they have different cultures or challenges, which I have an experience with that, being from Kenya and living in the United States. So I've learned how to deal with that. To be honest with you, very difficult in the beginning. It was very difficult. However, you learn to work with it. You learn to you get to the next level. You work what you call the imposter syndrome. You work through that. You accept who you are. I'll tell you a little bit and I connect to that response. I have a coach, and a coach is a coach is a coach. Even I'm a coach, but I have a coach.
That's right.
And a mentor. And she is from Canada. And the first time I went on television, on Facebook, and don't make fun of me.
Was it MySpace?
Don't make
Are you
fun
sure
of
it
me.
was even?
No. It's actually, listen to this because it's even worse than that. Because back in the day, I didn't even do that. I never liked social media because I was still Africanized, Kenyanized. You want to say that? I'm like from old school because I'm not young. Okay, so I'm not. So the thing was like Facebook. So I'm writing this book, my book. And she's like, we got to put you on Facebook so we can market it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing Facebook. Now, this is 2020. She's like, what century are you in? I'm like, I get it. But I had refused. My daughter would tell me, I'm like, no. If my family in Kenya needs pictures, I'll mail them, I'll put them text, whatever, like I did before. And she said, we got to have social media, Facebook or IG. I'm like, I don't put my information out there. Anywho, I did. But what she did say because I had the imposter syndrome, because to me, being in America, I felt I was seeing I'm different, I speak different, I look different. And I said, who is going to listen to me? Who is going to understand me? Because every room I walk into, they say, where are you from? You got an accent. I'm like, I'm tired of answering that question. And because when I tell them, you don't even come and register in the map. Thank you to David and Isabel, like brought in the map. Because they'll be like, Kenya? Is it in South Africa? I'm like, what? Don't you know geography?
Yeah.
So all that. So all that thing and more brought that. It's true. So I put the culture up. And I did. And she said, they will listen to you. And your tribe will come to you. They'll understand you if they want to. I got a big tribe now. Some of them and more. So bringing that into the question, that built the strength. So that's when I joined Facebook in 2020. Alrighty then, I did. So the thing is, now I don't see that because I got it. I've experienced it. I see humans. I see love. If they're looking at me bad, I don't even notice. I'm just seeing beauty. I'm just seeing we need to get them to be healthy so they can be productive to their society. And I give it in whichever way I'm able to. So it's easy.
All right.
Yeah.
Just interesting to Facebook in 2020.
Yep. And give you the date if you like. Yeah.
But I have to say, what she's talking about is exactly what I was just talking about. She became very conscious of her accent. So she started telling a story in her head that was not her truth, that was not in alignment, right? Until she realized, wait, this is a story. Because actually just as much people are saying that because they're intrigued by you, because they want to know more. But she's telling herself a story that I'm not enough, or the imposter. Imposter syndrome is the same thing as perfectionism, and it will take us down. And it's, I used to think, oh, I'm a perfectionist. How great. I want things to be perfect. And that's exactly defeating. That's actually another form of fear. Because if I'm not perfect at it, I will never try it. Right? So thank you for bringing that up.
They say that if you're not in social media, or if you don't know a thing in tech, then tech will probably replace you. So with the creative industry, how is it like with the transition?
Oh, you just opened up Pandora's box right there, Sylvia. So obviously, the thing that comes up in classes that never came up a couple of years ago even is AI. So I'm going to ask you a question. What does AI stand for?
Artificial intelligence.
What's the first word?
Artificial.
Artificial. Artificial. What are we going for with our voices? What are we going for with alignment? What are we going for with our purpose? We're going for authenticity. So our job as voice talent is to bring the authentic, emotional tone into the voice to express your words, my words, the words of a book, the words of a commercial, the words in a video game. So AI cannot breathe, AI cannot emote, and I know they're getting close, so we gotta stay one step ahead of it. So in voiceover, that means coaching. I love that Flossie brought up coaching. As great as we are, as much as we have achieved, we all are constantly getting coaching. So mentorship is what we see, and the fact that we get to come here and be an example to mentor the young people is a great, great gift that we do not take lightly, because we can already see the impact over 10 years, what's happening here at Kenyatta University with the impact that the organization with top talent and Dr. Colette is working with to empower this remote work. And soft skills, can't be monitored, right? The trust, that's trust. Trust is empowering. We want to empower the women and the men here.
All right. You had to add in the men, and I still do not.
Yeah. Well, we have a saying too that sometimes the women, right? The women do a certain thing a certain way, but the men who show up and support the women, it's kind of a different thing than the men leading. The women that are leading with the men of support, it lets them show up in a different way and lets us see them in a different way. So keep doing that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, as we bring this to an end, this question, all of us will answer this question. It is, do not have done in your previous years to help you get to your dreams faster. And this will also serve as an advice to the young people. Let me begin with you, Dr. Fayez.
Okay, that is such a good question. It's kind of, do you have any regrets? First, can I say one thing, because I want to just tell all of your listeners that on Monday, we are having a training here at Kenyatta University from 1 to 6 to have an opportunity to get employed with Top Talent Agency. So if you are interested in that, we are going to be training people, and the best of the best are going to have the opportunity to get a job. And that job is a tremendous opportunity to advance and be in a global workforce. So if you're interested, reach out to Dr. Esther in the, I think it's Global Tourism and Resilience Department. So please do that. Now, okay, to get to your question about what would I do differently. I try to ask myself this a lot because one of the things, my company is called Oceans of Grace. And grace means unmerited favor. What the big realization in my life was that unmerited favor actually happened in the adversity. So the things that I thought were bad choices or horrible mistakes, or at the moment I didn't know, like, why is this happening? Why me? Right? I asked that question a lot. And what happened is I was living in a victimhood mentality. Why me? But in reality, that adversity guided me to my path that was so beautiful and exactly where I need to be. So I have learned to recognize the grace in everything in my life, even the hardship, because it's all a lesson. And Isabel talked about, sometimes we need to ask for help and we have trouble with failing. I had a very, very hard time owning mistakes. Like I was a perfectionist, and I did not like to make mistakes. And so one of the things that I did was be really hard on myself when I would make a mistake. And I think that if I could go back, while I don't know that I would, I still don't know that I would, even in, like I'm not comparing, we've all had challenges in our life, but it hasn't been easy. Hasn't been easy for my life, even though I recognize that I'm a white woman from America and have, more privilege than most. There's always trauma. And so if I could go back, I would have a lot more grace with myself and give myself a lot more love. And I would remind myself that it's okay to make mistakes because that's how we learn. And honestly, I would prioritize my wellness because I spent a lot of time, like, pain is inevitable. We all are gonna have pain, but I spent a lot of time suffering by choice. And that's because I lived in the mentality of suffering. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is all about your mindset. And I would have not, if I could go back, I would change that because I feel like even though I'm exactly where I need to be, I could have saved myself a lot of suffering if I had just recognized that that was a choice.
All right. Suffering is in the mind. All right, Kristen. And you've also talked to us about the
cup.
The cup.
Yeah.
But shortly.
Yes, great for letting me bring that, and then I'm going to answer your question, which is so beautiful. So what we have been told is that 1% of girls here go to college. And what if we could change that? And one of the reasons is because they drop out of school because of their menstrual cycle. And the cup is $10, can last for up to 10 years. So think about how much money that could save. And also, when I spoke with a young woman yesterday, she was telling me that the teenage pregnancy rate is very high because they don't have pads, so often they are doing whatever they can to get them. And that's not only about getting the pad and not having a pad and getting pregnant, that's about our self-esteem and how it hurts so much for these women's self-esteem in the long run, and that's going to stick with them. So just having this cup which you can reuse for 7 to 10 years. So couldyou.org is a place to find out more. We have trainers in Kenya that can come to you, and Dr. Esther is willing to lock arms with us, and so just stay tuned for more of that, okay? We were really excited to bring this initiative here, and it's having major impact, because Kenyans need to see it. Okay, now to your wonderful question about what would I have done differently, and answered beautifully by Dr. Colette. I would have spoken up more. I would have not let things, because those shadow things, those teachers that told me I wasn't enough, those things will come back in other ways, you know, maybe by a relationship or a parent. But I would have learned to stay true to my inner voice more. And it took me a global pandemic to sit still long enough to really understand what I wanted and needed, that I wasn't living a life of alignment. Even though I was making money with my voice, it's even more ironic, because I still wasn't connected to the most important voice, which was my inside voice. So I would have learned to connect those two earlier, but I also say there's no regrets. There's a great word that I think I made up called opportution.
Okay.
Opportution is the connection between what we are prepared for when the opportunity shows up. So when we have the desire to do something, start preparing. Maybe you don't know why, but just get in the preparation, because you don't want the opportunity to show up and you're not ready for it. And I use this with audiobooks a lot, because if you want to do voiceover, you need to start training and coaching, even though you don't know where it's going to go. Then the opportunity will show up and you can say, yes, I have a home studio. I know what I'm doing. Otherwise, the opportunity shows up and I say, goodbye. There it goes. So that's my biggest advice. We don't always know why we're doing things, but if we can get in alignment with what we really, really want, we take those little actions to get there, and that's where we can take advantage of opportunity. So often the risk remains greater to little Kenyans.
That's brilliant. I love that, because personally I've lost so many opportunities by not being ready. Someone gives you, I want you to review a book for me, and then I'm like, oh, you want me to review a physics book? Of course I've done maths and physics. But then I'm like, a physics. And we've had so much going on since 7 a.m. in the morning. We've had conversations on partnerships, we've had conversations on impact and execution on grounding as far as Top Talent Agency is concerned. We've also talked about how this is important to the society. And at this point, I want us to take a look at the legacy, leadership, and the structure of this, and how this is going to help us, and how this is going to affect the society, be it in Africa, be it in Asia, or any other country in the world. This is across the world. Helping us understand this morning is, allow me to allow my guests to introduce themselves, because they do that first. Let me begin from my immediate right.
Yes. Hello, Kenya University. My name is Roosevelt Williams III. I'm part of Top Talent Agency with the illustrious team, David Fagan and Isabel. I'm from San Diego, California, America's finest city. So I'm here to talk about legacy, having a 100-year plan, and how to be sustainable.
All right. Just as you mentioned, America's finest city, I just thought of Nairobi. They call it the city under the planet. It's the only city with a national park in the city.
That's beautiful.
All right. Thank you so much, Karibu Kenya. And to my far right, thank you so much.
Good morning. I am Dr. Patricia Sibiel, and I am glad to be here with you at Kenyatta University, KUTV. And I am on tour with the Top Talent Agency Kenya 2025 Keynote Tour. And I'd love to have the opportunity just to share with you more about strategy and about strategic planning for the future.
Let's just begin it on the same note from where you are, strategy and
opportunities.
Now, Roosevelt, you've been with the Top Talent Agency for 10 years.
Absolutely.
Traversing different countries, different continents. What have you seen to be the biggest problem in terms of leadership to be causing the challenges that Top Talent Agency is coming to solve?
Connectivity and communication. And that's why we're here in Kenya, to be able to bridge that gap, create more opportunities, have more meetings, we can meet more people, we can make more money, we can definitely have a long-term strategy. Creating more business opportunities. We want to expand, we want to attract business, and we also want to retain business. So coming together, having a meeting of the minds, putting policies together. There's not a reason why Kenya University doesn't have a direct pipeline to Top Talent Agency. So we can provide the world with industry standard, top talent, top magazine, top performers, top podcasters, top interviewers, everything has to have an industry standard. As a global society, we need to go from good to great. And that's why we're in here, talking, speaking, learning how we can work together to move further, faster.
In interacting with the governments especially, what are the biggest setbacks you get from the public entities?
It's really not too many setbacks, it's just understanding. Letting them know what we do and opening up our books, letting them kick our tires and see we're tested, we're approved, we make a positive impact. Leaders like the doctor and I, with the other leaders yesterday, we were in the slums giving back. Top Talent Agency believes living to give. That's what we do. That's what business is. Business, for all the Kenyans out there and for the Kenya University, we have a formula. Identify a problem, provide a solution, and make a profit. So we went to the slums, we saw issues. Some kids were hungry, unsheltered, didn't have a pathway for success, didn't have that top talent spirit in them, that energy. So we went out there and got our boots in the mud with them, gave them some critical success factors, leading the leaders, teaching the teachers, giving back, using ourselves as examples. How I cried, how I was unsuccessful, how I had to find out how to operate.
You pass by here?
Okay, I got some, and I think I had some of you.
Thank you.
I was going on. I know, Mama loves it. In response to she took the 180 degrees. I'm not going to be the shit that he was. I'm going to learn. I learned that I don't want to be that, so I'm going to be this. Right. And so in that, Dean Graziosi goes, in that event, he instantaneously, you don't have to stay. The pain is your judge. You're either a judge, judging life, judging yourself, or judging someone else. And when we're stuck in that negativity, it's because we're stuck in the judging. Like, this life isn't fair. There's pressure on themselves. And I can't fix them. And you also have to fix yourself. No, it's bad. Yeah. My first week that I started my class, I was going to do a fraud. Yeah, I said, yeah, so I showed them that, and I asked them first, do you want to be a group member? I double or Debbie. Because I'm 30 years old, and I was almost a group member. I was a group member. Because somebody says first, they said, do you have the doctor last week? Do you have the 222? We used to rail, and it was like, we were so busy in the open department that we overflowed into the hallways, residency, and me and my senior resident, she came in with a belly. She looked 9 months pregnant. The next morning when we went into roundup, she no longer had the spit rate, and we almost walked by her because we didn't recognize.
I know, I'm telling you.
I'm glad I have the vibrator on my phone.
Why?
But the vibration on my phone, like, it's gonna start rolling out the window. Sylvia, who did the interviews, she says, actually, I didn't. Oh, really, really nice. I'm trying to think. Sorry, Roosevelt.
Both his names, they sound so, first name, no, yes, not that, but so royal. How many be like, both for it, you come together.
I need that. Please.
I want to get some plantains. They have the most yummy plantains.
You don't even have so much.
Isabella, the second one hasn't even gone through
What are
yet.
you words?
Same.
Can we?
And we're getting waters.
But if anyone, like, you know,
I'm
obviously.
going to run in and grab some plantains if they have.
Okay.
They're just so yummy here.
Yeah, I mean, make the most over here. After this, we're going straight to the.
Oh, he pans. How are they getting you pictures? Are they putting them in the drive?
I need to give them a drive for them to upload the stuff. Here we go.
Okay. Ask, just, say, can I pick your brain? Can I get advice? This is what I'm interested in. What advice do you have for me?
How big is this national park?
That's an app. I had to download it.
No, I'm just in touch. Okay, yeah. That sounds fun. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're asking in terms of whole body, no, but in terms of my, I've been Roosevelt, you
Okay, look at my smile. Hey, everybody, let's all look at my smile. Thank you for smiling.
Hey, girl. Oh, how are you?
Oh, yeah. So, okay, you must know this. I've been struggling.
You run your own race.
Music in my ears.
Okay.
Docs.
Okay.
We were at Moy Girls yesterday, and then we've just been traveling all over today, but we're just now arriving.
Okay, you are to come next
On the 15th?
Next week.
I'm not. I'll probably need to confirm those things because almost everyone here is leaving back home on the 13th.
Okay.
So they do.
It is okay. Welcome to the State House Girls.
And
yeah, please.
Can you tell us?
Yeah. There is a director.
And 70 teachers.
70 teachers. That is now employed by the Teacher Service Commission. And then 7 employed by the board of around 200 or so. Are not able to pay the school fees. Yeah. So a few of them they are at home because we told them to go home and collect the school fees. The scholars, they come from home, not because they are needy,
but because they have
the parent consent.
Okay.
A few of them, they can afford boarding. But parent consent, go home. A few of them will come with money. A few of them will stay at home and finally come with nothing. Yes.
And how old are these? What is
16 to 19.
16 to 19 years old. And how many students will we be speaking to today?
We are going to around 400 students because or 450 students because.
Ask what are 2 or 3 of your highest needs for the school? Not particularly highest need students, although that's also good to know. But what are 2 or 3 of the highest needs that the school will need, and in a formal proposal so we can understand, if it costs this much, what that money will do for the school, what it'll do for the students, so we can understand. Where we can best help out. I'm not promising we'll do everything, but we'll try to do 1 or 2, and then if we're able to come back and see how those things are taken care of, then we can come back and possibly do more, just so we can understand. But yes, but what I'm hearing is that you need water, water tanks, and students that are high needs, and some that are clearly now not going to school because of the fees.
The leases.
Yes, and as you imagine, many schools are like that. But what are some of the few things that are the most important right now that'll make the biggest impact for your school, so we can know and make that decision? Yeah, we can go and see the students now if you'd like.
All right.
What about you? Are you ready to take the world?
Sir David, yes, welcome so much to State House Girls.
Yes.
As I told you, State House is basically our White House in Kenya. So when you talk of State House Girls, it's an equivalent of a school by the name White House Girls. And our White House is just next year, the President's residence. So we are actually in State House. And this is the State House Girls. We have State House Girls, State House Boys. One of the most restricted schools to come. by the state with very many regulations. We will always take the small that we get from here. It may not be like many other places.
Yeah.
And meet the principal, State House girls.
I've known of your school for a long time, and we've done a lot of research, and it seems like all the awards you win. You win all the awards.
Yeah, principal.
Yeah.
Meet David, the team leader.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the team leader, David and Isabel.
Let me shake you right. Shake your
Yeah.
hand the right way.
So once I bring them here, like I've done, now the rest remains between you, the host, and the team leader,
Team leader, David.
Yes. And mine was just to ensure we are here. Thank you, David. I was here almost a month ago.
Yeah.
It's not very easy to access here, but the principal listened to me, and I think she's a good lady, and you can see she's even nice today.
She's a great lady.
Principal, now these are your visitors. I leave it there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me say that it is with great honor to have such a large delegation visiting this prestigious school. I call it prestigious school because it shares a name with the House of the Hill, that is the president. So the school, our next neighbor is the president. So that is why we must safeguard this school, because when the school is not at peace, we are on a very bad precedent. So I say welcome to our school, and then we are going to meet a few students because the Form 3s are doing mock. The Form 4s, we have another facilitator who is psyching them, because from 21st we begin the KCSE exam. So now they are being facilitated, they are being given some incitement so that they face the exam with courage and determination.
KCSE is the last exam you do before you proceed to university.
Yeah, so
national exam.
This is now the curriculum of Kenya. The last exam after Form 4, after the 4 years in high school, it is called KCSE. I think it begins from 20th, that is from 21st. So the Form 2s will be free, and we are going to interact with them. For more details, we are going to come with the team leader and share more. And then on the hostel, where our learners sleep and dining hall, it is called up school. So the Form 4s now, they have the activities in the up school. Yes, so the school is divided into two. So it requires a lot of even security in the school because there are two schools. Yeah, girls walk to go to sleep. Girls walk to come to the tuition area. But all in all, it is okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
Now we are going to move out.
Shining the light of excellence. There's signs everywhere here. We manufacture.
Thank you so much. I think because we don't have a lot of time, we are privileged to be visited with our great visitors, and we are going to have a very short session with them because we are standing and it is hot. We may not stay here for so long. Yes. So we want to request all of us to be very calm, we keep quiet, we don't talk, so that we can get to hear what our visitors have for us. Allow me to invite our chief principal to give us some remarks. Then she will give us some directions on what we are going to do. Sawa?
Yes.
On our principle of excellence.
Okay, it is a good moment this afternoon. United States of America, visiting our school. It is a land delegation. Hello. Hello. And when they landed in the airport on Saturday evening. So this afternoon we have team who have paid us a courtesy score, and we believe that we are going to listen to them and they are going to give us pieces of advice. And their team leader is called Julius. He is going to direct us on what our dignitaries have for us this afternoon. So be patient, let us cooperate, and let us give them the hearing. And God in heaven is going to bless each one of us. So we'll give them 3 hearty claps. The man who introduced me to the white men and the ladies. Yes, and I said, they are highly welcome. They are highly welcome in the State House Girls. So, just as the floor is yours.
Thank you, Principal and the school management. State House Girls, I'm Jambo. Kumbe ni nyinyi? Kumbe ni nyinyi? So this is how State House Girls look like, eh? Yes. You know, we grew up hearing of State House. I've not met any student from State House Girls, but today I've met many. And I really was anxious to see how you look. I'll tell you how you look later. Sawa? Yes. Tuko pamoja? Si ndio? So tutawaambia hivyo? Haya, hebu tuwakaribishe 1, 2, 3.
We love you and welcome to State House Girls Nairobi.
Lakini so sasa ngojea. Yeah. Alafu tukicheka, tunacheka kidogo, tunacheka mara moja, tunanyamaza kama watu wa State House. Si ni kweli? Yeah. State House ni State House. Si ndio hivyo? Yes. Tuambie ya mwisho tukiwakaribisha na mikono hivi watuongeleshe. 1, 2, 3.
We love you and welcome to State House Girls Nairobi.
Asanteni sana.
Asante sana.
Jumbo! Jumbo! Do you like it when I say Jumbo?
Jumbo!
You like a company called Top Talent Agency, okay? One of the people here is the owner of Top Talent Agency. Can you guess who it is?
Yes!
Who do you think it is?
You!
You think it's him? You think it's him? You think it's him? Okay. I'm going to tell you who it is. and you're going to be surprised. This here is the owner of Top Talent Agency. So Isabel here has written several books. She appears on TV shows. She writes for magazines. She puts on different events, women's events, retreats. She was just at Kenyatta University with a group of people doing TV interviews over there. And so you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from Isabel, right? Give her a big round of applause.
Habari yenu? Naitwa Isabel Donadio kutoka Top Talent Agency. Nimefurahi kukutana na ninyote. This is my 6th time coming to Kenya in 5 years, but I have to say, you all are so smart. Thank you. So your principal tells me this is a very high level school, very prestigious. Yes. So that means you work very hard, yes? Yes. So every single person here that I brought from America, over 11,000 kilometers, leaving their families, their businesses, their homes to come and talk to students like you. But they started in a similar place like you in schools. And they all had a goal. And they turned those goals into a business. And that's what I have done to be able to continue to come back again and again. To have all the accomplishments that I have achieved, that you all can as well. But to achieve a goal, to make it a reality, you need 3 key things. Now I'm sure you all are very good note takers, yes? Yes. And I'm going to give you those 3 things. Are you ready? Yes. Number 1, lazima uwe hakika. You need to be specific. If you want to go into politics, if you want to open a shop, if you want to. So once you do that, you move on to the next thing, university. Once you do that, what comes after it? So when you're specific with your goal, give yourself a deadline. And number 3, malengo yako lazima iwe inawezekana. It needs to be possible. What is a realistic goal that you have for yourself? So yes, if you want to go into politics, you want to open up a business, you want to study somewhere internationally, those are 3 key things that you need to make any goal or dream into a massive reality. That's what I have done, and that's what helped me accomplish to be a best-selling author, speaking with the media, publishing in the media, doing things in shows and TV. And that is what every single individual here has done. So when you hear from them, keep those 3 things in mind, beyond what other advice and insight that they give you. Sawa? Yes. Wewe ni hodari. You are all so powerful with what it is you want to accomplish and do, that I have no doubt that the future will be as beautiful and smart as all of you. Asante sana. Nakupenda nyote. Nakupenda pia.
Jambo.
Jambo.
I'm asking my friend Isabel, my sister Isabel, to stand with me for a second, because I heard her say number 3. Can anybody remember what number 3 was? Yes. What was number 3? And what means what? Your goal needs to be what? Thank you, baby. I was born 1 year before Nelson Mandela was put in prison. 1 year in the same country, and at your age, I didn't even know Nelson Mandela existed. I was born in South Africa. By the time I was born, Nelson Mandela was a lawyer, yes? Does everybody know he was an attorney? Yes. And Nelson Mandela said to the court, I believe in equality. And it's something that I live for. I live for equality. But it's also something I'm willing to die for. And Nelson Mandela went to prison for 27 years. And after he was released from prison, what happened to Nelson Mandela? Does anybody know? What did he become? The president of South Africa, of my country, where I was born. And I was born privileged because I was born into a white skin. So I had a lot of privileges growing up because I was born into apartheid. I was born into a system where my skin color gave me privilege, gave me opportunities. There were several of you I stopped and I asked, one in a blue shirt, one in a purple shirt, one in a green shirt. I asked you to take a photo with me, yes? Do you remember who you were? Yeah, I asked you, I said stop, because what did it say on your t-shirts? Empowering girls does what? And guess what? It will empower the whole world. Because there's something else Nelson Mandela said that's in your courtyard. We are going to create what happened in South Africa in the world. We are going to create equality for everybody. We are going to spread love. That's what we are going to do together. But we need you. We need the future generation to believe that it's possible. Do you believe that it's possible? Yes. Yes, me too. Me too. My name is Melanie Soloway. I can genuinely tell you that I am so honored, I am so privileged to be able to be here to speak to you. I am so humbled that I get this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you for standing here in the hot sun and listening. Thank you for taking it in. There's one other thing I want to talk about, which is there's another sign in your 1,000. I don't even know the number. It's so many. It's so big. The way to success is through failure. You will make mistakes. You will fail. To fail is to find answers in life, and it is to find answers in learning. I failed my first year of law school before I passed the bar in California the first time. So you will fail, you will fall. And like Nelson Mandela said, right? Don't judge me by my success. He said, judge me by the 7 times I fell down and the 8 times I got up. Because that is what it takes to succeed. It takes perseverance, it takes persistence, it takes consistency, it takes commitment, and it takes belief, knowing that every single one of you has it inside of you. You have a dream.
Sorry.
There's a lot of light in this room. And one of your signs inside talked about how everybody is a light. Do you know how to shine your light? Do you know how to dream? Do you want a life where you're free to be who you are supposed to be? Yes. I do, right? Do you want a life where you love not only what you do, but all the people around you and your life itself? I do, right? Life of freedom and love? Yeah, right? And what are we taught? We're taught to work. There's more to healing than medicine and surgery. And there's more to you than this body. You are a mind. You got a lot of thoughts in there, right? How many people got a lot of thoughts, right? You know you got a body. You get up and you dress it every day, right? How about your heart? Are you full of emotions and love and sadness and grief and anger? You are a mind and a body and a heart full of emotions. And your energy, you are connected to something way bigger than this planet and this body. Mind, body, heart, and spirit. And they're all interconnected. There is not a separation that says, heal your mind and then heal your body later, or heal your body and heal your mind later. They're all interconnected. Can we live on the earth without the plants and the animals? No, it's all interconnected. You are energy and matter. You're also more bacteria than you are human, but we don't get taught that. If we don't have energy in the bank account of life, life is going to give us stress, like lose the freaking my bags. But I had enough energy in the tank that said, so I don't have luggage, right? So play with life. Always put energy in your bank account. L, love. Love yourself. I have two voices in my head. Well, I probably have a lot, but I got two big ones. I got my inner judge that is constantly telling me I am not good enough. And then I have my inner best friends that said, you are good enough, girlfriend. Right? Yeah. So which voice am I going to listen to? Which voice are you going to listen to? So that's P and L. A. I use the word alchemize. What that means is move your, A is alchemize, which just means how do we turn lead into gold? How do we move our emotions through us? Because emotions are, what did I say? Energy in motion. They got to move through us. We got to cry it out, laugh it out. Energy and emotions are how we connect human to human. Why is your purpose? Your purpose. What's the favorite thing you like to do, and what do you want to do when you grow up? Say it again? Be a doctor. All right. It's a cool profession. What do you want to be? Huh? A lawyer. Two very different purposes. Is one better than the other? No! We need everybody. We need janitors, right? To clean up the mess, or life is pretty gross, right? So there's nothing better than, nobody's better or worse than anybody else, we're just different. So find your why, know your mission and purpose. And the last one is Dr. Tina plays, because S, don't do life alone. Life's a team sport. And I did life alone for way too long. I need a team, my friends. I need a team. I need the future. Because Lord knows my generation is screwing things up. So we need you. And you need each other. And do you know the redwood forest? I live in California. Have you heard of the redwoods? They're like the biggest trees on the planet, right? They got roots. Those roots, they don't go down. They go out. They hold each other up. And they're the biggest trees on the planet. So my friends, when we hold each other up and we don't let anybody not be touched by another, we grow that much higher, right? So all I want to remind you is play at work. So love what you do and then work to remember to play. Because play is how you stay healthy. And enjoy life, whether you're crying or laughing. Because emotions just prove you're alive. And that's it. So what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to play? Yeah. All right. Work hard, but play hard.
How about this one? How about this one? Hey, hey, hey! How about, you're starving, right? You're starving, right? Somebody talk about eating. She want to eat. I still gotta give you a quiz, even if you're hungry. You think you can? All right, okay. One question, just one. Just one, allow me. Can you hear me? Yeah. I got a question. Say. All right. Where you think I'm from? One person, one. You think that's South Africa? Uganda? I'm gonna take 3. Give me another one. Ghana? Give me another one. One last one. I can't hear you. You're my girl. 2 of you. Come with me. Not right now. They got it. Yes. I am their sister from America. I am your sister from right here, the motherland. Saseni, habari gani? Where's the principal? Rada. So, one more thing. I don't think you'll get in trouble. Just a question. It's a music question. How many of you have heard of this song, How Low Can You Go? I can dance it. How low can you go? How low can you go? Anybody? Can they do it? She says it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're not going to get in trouble. She says it's okay. Let's do it. How low can you go? Come on. How low can you go? Come on. Is it okay? All right. How low can you? Come on. How low? Good. How low can you? Hey! How low can you go? Hey! How low can you go? How low can you? Woo! Yes! 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 Now, thank you. I paid him to do that. Okay, now, thank you. Now, my question to counteract that one, how high can you go? Right? How high can you go? How high can you go in your education? How high can you go in success? How high can you go in empowering? How high can you go in giving back? Because that's what we are doing, because we want to bring you with us. Nimetoka hapa, nikaenda America. You understand Swahili? I'm thinking you do. All right. Just checking. Just checking. Well, I can't judge because you never know. Because we have a lot of people that live here and don't even speak Swahili. I've lived in America almost 30 years and I can speak Swahili. Are you like me now? Okay. So, how far can you go is what I want you guys to think. Because you can go as far as you decide you want to go. No limits. So because of that, you are all unstoppable. All right. Oh, goodness. I wanted to show you the screensaver on my phone. It says, I will persist. I wear that. And in the back, can you read?
Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible.
Exactly. So let's do this. It doesn't matter where you come from. I came from a village. Geshagi. And I didn't even wear shoes. Sindio hiyo. Ile kana kibanda hapo kidogo. I didn't even have shoes. I see you guys have amazing. Oh my God, look at that. And when I wore mine were knockoffs too. My first shoe was a knockoff. And it was hockey. Anybody knows the hockey shoes? You guys call them high tops. No, they were not high tops. They were hockeys. Let me tell you, you have all that you need. You have your
principal, you have your lecturers, you have it all. You have what you need. And then you have this facility. It's not, let me tell you, whether you like it or not, you will always be alone at one point. Right? So what I'm going to ask you to do, how about what I may ask you to do, again, is your choice, but I'm going to say it that way. Think about the opportunity you have right here, which I came from a village, never had it. I'm here, over there, with these amazing people, and I'm bringing back to you amazing people, right? If you do the same, you can do that. So where you came from doesn't matter. It's where you're going.
Yes.
The future is waiting. So all I'm urging you, with love, with Kenyan love, with forget the struggles, which I've had, forget the frustration, forget Akuna Matatu. You guys don't even take Matatu. You stay here, right? Even better, right? You didn't even take Matatus. You guys have electricity. You know that one? That one. That's what I was using. You can go anywhere when you tell yourself. So let's do this. So we start with this opportunity that we have, make the best out of it, stay committed, commit, fall down, get up, and then stay consistent and don't give it up. And then come change the world. And here's your homework when you go to lunch in about a minute. How far can you go? That's your word of thought. Be unstoppable. Floss in Jama, business. I'm a registered nurse. I am a best-selling author. I'm a critical care nurse, and you can all do that. Bye.
All right, it'll be about 3 minutes, so get your pens and your pads ready to take copious notes. Raise your hand if you know your ABCs. Raise your hand high if you know your ABCs. If you know your ABCs, raise your hands. ABCs? Now today, I will teach you your CBAs, because your ABCs stands for another bad creation. So today, I'll share CBA. Your CBA, write this down. Conceive. Conceive is what you believe, what you think about. If you believe it, you can achieve it. So C is for conceive. The B is for believe. And the A is for achieve. If you can't conceive it and you believe it, you can achieve it. Now watch this. Now watch this. Now watch this. Who here knows about Peter Pan? Who here wants to fly? Who here wants to fly? Now watch me teach you how to fly. Watch this. Write this down. Peter Pan, he knew his CBAs. He conceived, he believed, and he achieved. How did he do that? He had to first believe in himself. He had to sit and think and remember who he was. In this land we live in, what was Peter Pan's land he lived in? Never, never land. In this land, they're going to say, you're never going to go to college. They're going to say, you're never going to be a doctor. You're never going to be a lawyer. You're never going to be who you want to be. This is never, never land. Peter Pan had to conceive, believe, and then he did what? He flew up out of there and showed them that he can fly. We all can fly because we have it in us. Especially here in the motherland, we have gold in our soul. So in Never Never Land, when they say you can't be this, you can't be that, believe in yourself and you can fly. Can you hear me? Yes. Do you believe in yourself? Yes. Now let me give you another critical success factor before we fly out of here. This is a writer downer. This is a writer downer. You're going to want to write this down. I'm going to give you a critical success factor that you can use in life. The key word is esoteric. You're all scholars here, right? So I'm going to use some vernacular, and I challenge you, because anything without a challenge is not worth doing. Anything without a challenge is not worth doing. So I got a minute and a half, and I'm going to give you all a critical success factor, and then I'm going to give you all a homework assignment, and then we're going to fly out of here. Are you all ready to fly? Yeah. So the critical success factor, it's like this. This is a formula to life. Anything you do, be consistent at it. Be consistent. Because when you're consistent in life, you become predictable. People can predict your behavior. When you're predictable, people can trust you. They'll even trust you with the keys to the school. They'll trust you with the keys to the car. They'll trust you to the key to life. And with trust comes opportunity. And with opportunity comes the unlimited amount of success. I'm going to slow it down again and give it to you. The reason why I'm going to slow it down is because people achieve at the speed of their understanding. And we on the same team. Maybe different sport, but we on the same team. So the first one is consistency. Do we got that? Yes. Consistency leads to trust. Everybody got the trust? Trust leads to predictability. Predictability leads to opportunity. And with opportunity comes the unlimited amount of success. You can fly, you can go anywhere with that critical success factor. So now for the homework assignment before you go to lunch and before we fly out of here. Who here has wings? If you have wings, raise your hands. Raise your hand if you got wings. Okay, so for those that don't, this homework assignment is for you. This is your homework assignment. This is your homework assignment. It's a 360-degree circle. I want you to start right here at the White House, at this school. The State House, but it's next to the White House. So you gotta have the White House, so you gotta have the White House mentality. Do you got that? You gotta have the White House mentality. This is the State House, right? But you gotta have the White House mentality. Are we right? That's what your principal told me. You gotta have the White House mentality. So this is your homework assignment. Start at the State House. I challenge you all to travel around the world. Get your degrees. Get what you want to know. Find yourself. Grow your wings. Start flying around the world. You may want to find your husband or your wife or whoever. You may want to find him in California. You may want to find him in Europe. You may want to find him in Hawaii. You may want to find him in Brazil. So use your wings and fly around the world. Use your wings and fly. But it gets better, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better. Once you fly around the world, do not forget to come back to the State House and stand on these stairs and tell the next generation the formula for success. When you fly around the world and you find your lover and you buy your home and you have your property, you become wealthy and healthy, don't forget to come back on these steps and share. Because we move at the speed of our understanding. So it's your responsibility, your homework assignment, to teach the next generation. So you all are responsible. Do you want to know the price of greatness? Who here wants to know how to be great? Who wants to be great? Well, your homework assignment is the price of greatness is responsibility. So you all have the responsibility now. The more you know, this is a writer downer because my voice is going out. This is a writer downer, my last writer downer for you. The more you know, the more you owe. That's a writer downer. The more you know, the more you owe. Hey, look, that's why I owe you all the world. I owe you everything I have. You got it? Y'all ready to fly? Well, I see y'all later then.
Well, Marcy, just see where I come from.
They're going to find out why she was expelled from the village. Several years ago.
Yes, you get to see my place. You get to see my building.
So
pictures.
So
excited about
that.
Yes.
Let me explain it a little bit differently. Part of this is showing you guys like beyond the tourist stuff. I want to show you the real world. So one of the reasons why, and we don't ever agree to go to, I mean, people always want us to go to all kinds of places. The only reason why it makes sense is because where she's from is so you're going to see how those people like really live. And so we've kind of been doing the extremes. Hers is not going to be quite so extreme, but it's going to be like a whole other way. Key. So you're going to get a first guy. And it's only going to be, you're only going to be there for a couple hours. It's going to be pretty in and out. It's
Time
back
for
at the
massage.
hotel between 5 and 6 o'clock.
So what you're saying is we might have time for a massage tonight. Oh, watch out, baby.
They're not going to miss it. This is what they do all day long.
Are we eating at the hotel?
Correct. We're eating at the hotel. Correct. Yeah, and then you got to pack.
Tomorrow.
thought we were going to the studio though. We have to go here first. They don't want us to go straight to the studio.
Here at Lookup TV to continue the Top Talent Kenya Tour 2025. A lot of our people are speaking. We are a team, so we're here to support each other. Melanie Soloway is going to be speaking, Dr. Tina Cooper-Smith. And it's really fun how we are all just trying to support one another, even if we're not necessarily on camera. And I think our team play is just growing as we spend more time together, and we can sort of like bounce off each other, and we all have different platforms. You know, some people are talking about travel and Nelson Mandela, and some people are talking about leadership, and some people are talking about women's empowerment and menstrual equity. And it's really beautiful to be able to come to somewhere like Lookup TV, which hope to the world is their tagline. So we're bringing hope to the world and having global impacts, and we're very excited to be here.
Day 2 of the Kenya Keynote Speaking Tour 2025, and we all the way live right now. Another beautiful day, beautiful experience. We just spoke at multiple schools right now. We just had a magnificent lunch at the mall. It was creme de la creme, networking with the best and the brightest leaders in Kenya and from all across the world. Big shout out to David, big shout out to Isabel and the entire team that's making sure everything is efficient, everything is ran timely, smooth, to the second. You won't believe it how everything is so efficient is going on. But big kudos to the whole squad, the production team. But just another day of making a positive impact here in Kenya. We're going to keep moving forward, keep striving. This is only day 2. Okay, do you see how excited I am? I'm ready to run through a brick wall right now, okay? Multiple interviews, multiple exposures. We were on the news this morning. Right now we're at Lookup TV. You know, we just left the Kenya University. We were on multiple news channels throughout the day. So productive that actually is to come back to get more exposure. And that means you deserve it as well. So you need to be able to sign up. Kenya Keynote Speaking Tour 2026 and beyond. Get excited, get involved, but most importantly, get connected.
I'm here once again, sharing my joy, my experience. I'm overwhelmed. I'm in awe that we got to do all this. Reach out, touch souls, give back. I have brought all this from America back to my home country, Kenya. And giving back has been something that has been in my core for the longest. I've done it in different ways. I've given time, I've given money, I've given product, but I've never brought it back home. So doing this means the world to me. So Top Talent Agency, this Kenya Speaking Tour, Keynote Speaking Tour, it is everything to me. I spoke on stage, I spoke to the kids, I spoke to the little kids. It's fulfilling. I am giving back in so many ways. I'm giving information, I'm giving knowledge. What I know, I'm sharing it. So I'm embracing this. It's unstoppable. I'm unstoppable from now on. I'm thankful. I want to do more and more of this, and thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tina Cooper-Smith, and I am here in Kenya to be on TV at Lookup TV, and I'm so excited to be in this country and meet with so many youth and to talk about how they can be the best versions of themselves, how they can promote their own health and wellness. I'm a physician, a gynecologist, a fertility specialist, and I want people to understand that health is way more than the physical body, that health is mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and physical health, and that they all interconnect. Even our bodies are an ecosystem, and I'm so excited to meet with the young of Kenya and really motivate them to live their best life, to be motivated, to, especially young women, to know they can have it all, that they can dream, they can go to school, they can have it all. And there's school and getting ahead in achievement, but there's also loving life. It's also loving life, having pleasure and joy in your body, in your family, dreaming the dream you want to dream. And I'm here to meet with the young girls and help them design and dream their best life. I'm here to be a motivator, really, of how to do life and stay healthy.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Unasikia? Unasikia? Anasema the nini, the sound.
Thank you, my love.
It's all right. You'll tell me.
Does this sound good?
All right, thank you so much for those lovely partners, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, if you're joining us for the first time, this is Lookup Television. And of course, across the divide, we've been speaking about quite some impact and empowering the community in a more better direction. What will be the easiest way to impact these lives in a particular society? This morning, of course, we are privileged to speak about a home far from home. And of course, everybody comes from a particular home. What is the direction of all this? And what is the count in all this? As we speak about this, there's so much impact right to the heart of the society that needs perhaps an impact. Many of which have spoken about the significant change in the heart of the society, and many would want perhaps a significant direction towards elevating change in the heart of the society. Right here in the Republic, even as we speak, of course, in Kenya, lives are impacted by challenges such as high youth unemployment, a severe cost of living crisis, and the devastating effects of climate change, leading to displacement and food insecurity. And of course, cost of living crisis becomes the talk of the town day in, day out, as we speak about the impacting lives. These communities need change, perhaps. And of course, to drive this change, we need a particular direction in embracing change right to the heart of the society. Good morning. You're watching Lookup Television across the social media platforms, Lookup TV on YouTube, on Facebook, and www.lookuptv.co.ke. Joining the conversation in the next 50 minutes, of course, to initiate a particular change and a particular direction right here in the Republic. Not far from home is our conversation this morning. Allow me to introduce our guest. Melody Soloway is a former A-lady and film producer. She connects people and resources to understand, to undeserved communities around the globe. Melanie's work has been featured in major media outlets, including Fox Business Interview at the New York Stock Exchange, featured right here on Lookup Television. We are happy to have you this morning. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic.
Indeed, you look fantastic.
Thank
all right.
you.
What I've not mentioned in this bio is the fact that you are coming all the way from your place just to impact lives here in the country. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel honored. Mm-hmm. It makes me feel grateful, truly grateful for this opportunity. And it makes me feel excited about what we can all do together, especially given what we've already done in the country.
Amazing. I'd like to give you a chance, of course, look at your camera and greet some people that are watching you right now.
Hi, everybody. I'm really, really, really excited to be here. I'm so honored to be here and to be able to be speaking to you, and thank you for having me. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you so much. All right, a wonderful soul as well, Tina. Dr. Tina Cooper-Smith is a board certified fertility specialist and founder of the West Coast Women's Reproductive Center, with over 2 decades of experience helping thousands of women overcome fertility challenges, in addition to her expertise in reproductive endocrinology. Wow, big term indeed. She's also certified in the integrative medicine and pursues functional medicine to provide holistic. Dr. Cooper-Smith empowers women through every stage of hormonal and reproductive health. Nice to meet you this morning. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. What is the one thing that I've not mentioned in your bio?
Well, I love to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that having fun in this life, living an adventuresome life,
Indeed.
and maintaining curiosity and celebrating diversity is the key for my life to be fulfilled. And hopefully, if I can impart that to others, to maintain a childlike quality till, like, we never grow up, never stop growing up, living in childhood wonder with empathy, curiosity.
Indeed.
I always say, you know, a stranger is just a friend I haven't met yet. And
wow.
That's me.
Impressive. And of course, there's so many women that will want to understand the reproductive health, and then the association of you impacting the communities will also be able to have a conversation on these young children, of course, in the line of reproductive health. All right, so we're speaking about not far from home. What do you think brings you right here to the heart of the country?
You know, I feel I was blessed, right? I grew up in America with a lot of privileges and got to go to medical school as a woman, right? Which was somewhat new at the time. And Title IX came out with doing sports a little, when I was still young. And so the ability for women to succeed in life, academically, emotionally, in the family, all that, those were opportunities for me. And I feel that needs to spread around the world, and we're getting there. We're getting there. And if I can... Amazing.
I love the fact that, of course, there must be a change and an impact. Of course, you're creating right to the heart of the community and making sure that we are having a positive drive towards this. Allow us to ask Miss you told me not to use the miss
It's
word.
fine.
It's
Whatever you're
fine.
comfortable
All right,
with,
whatever I want.
Margaret.
So we're asking this. Of course, Miss Tina or Dr. Tina has mentioned a few things about the reproductive, but what specifically brings Melanoid right here in Kenya?
So I'm going to just speak to a little bit about what Dr. Tina spoke about Moses. So, you know, I don't think I mentioned it yet on air, but I was born in South Africa. And I was born in 1965, the year after Nelson Mandela was imprisoned.
Good age.
And I grew up in apartheid. I grew up in a very privileged, the color of my skin gave me a lot of privilege, but the fact that I was a girl actually was where I was discriminated against. And when I was in high school, in fact, I was in 12th grade about to decide what am I going to do when I go to university. I'd been a very good student. Fortunately, I'd had that opportunity. The man who then came and spoke to my mother as though I wasn't even standing there. It was like I didn't even exist. Looked at my mother and said, you know, your daughter is not university material, and she should really consider secretarial school, or has she thought about becoming a teacher? And didn't even speak to me directly. And then that was over and we left. And the problem wasn't that this man said it. The problem was that I believed him. Something got birthed in my brain, and I kept watering that seed. And so on my way to becoming, so then I moved to America 2 years later, 2 years after university. But on my way to becoming a lawyer, I actually didn't know that I was dyslexic. And dyslexic is where you struggle with reading. And by the time I got to law school, I couldn't keep up with the reading. And so my first year of law school, I actually failed. And I think some of us think, right, that in order to be a success, we can't fail. But really, if you look at, and especially girls, and we'll stop. You know, we think we have to be perfect. I mean, boys do too, but boys, I don't know if it's from the competition or sports, or I don't know. But girls, we have this feeling of we're not enough, we're not smart enough, we're not thin enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not white enough, we're not black enough, we're not whatever it is enough. And I think it's a human condition,
it's a
right?
human condition. It's definitely exacerbated in women.
For women? For women?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So do you say that women are lucky?
No.
For men?
Well, we're lucky now that we're starting to, like what we're now birthing in this new world. And again, I don't, like what Dr. Tina was saying is that it's not about like, are we in a woman body or a man body or a black body or a white body? I think the important thing is we understand that we are all the same. We amongst us all in that realization and not allowing those belief systems to take root. And that's the thing about, for me, like Nelson Mandela. Prison cell, that man changed the entire country. From a prison cell, he went from a prison cell into becoming the president of the country. Well, that's capable for a black man in South Africa during apartheid, and that's capable for every little girl or every little boy that we're speaking to here in Kenya. And what Dr. Tina spoke about is coming home, and what you're asking about coming home in Kenya, but understanding the most important home to come to is home to ourselves.
Amazing. Realizing ourselves and making sure that we are the better versions of ourselves. And all right, please interrupt. Then, of course, as you interrupt, we had Melanie speaking about these differences, where we realize that it's not just about the color, it's not about where we're coming from, but one thing must stand. It's we are one. We're coming from a single home. As you interrupt with that, please, you'll share with us, where did this difference come in? Why are we having these conversations as we speak right now?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's been a storyline for thousands of years, right, of separation, competition, survival of the fittest is the storyline. And that assumes, when you think about the word competition,
At yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself you're enough. But there's a young girl out there, there is a boy that is trying to grow up. There's a youth that has been struggling and grappling with unemployment issues, and now coming to the state of understanding that I'm better, I'm enough, I'm going out there, I'm going to hunt. It becomes a problem. How will we shape an understanding, of course, as we impact community, that despite all these challenges that we're facing, there must be an enough somewhere?
well, the bottom line is I live that. I'm not good enough. No matter how many degrees I got, no matter how much success I had, I was never good enough. I had an incredible inner judge, and she's still there. She's going to be with me till the day I die. But I finally learned that if I'm feeling negativity, it's my inner judge. I'm either judging myself, judging others, or judging life circumstances, the universe, things are happening to me. And when I notice it's negative in my brain, what I've learned is you can't change your brain in your brain. You actually have to get out of your brain and embody yourself.
Oh, that's nice.
And like, even if it's just touching your hands, if it's looking around and using your five senses, and like, I'm alive, I'm breathing, wait a minute, I'm all right. It's our survival instinct. The minute they cut the cord and you're born, oh my God, I'm helpless. And you're trying to make sense of the word, and you're judging, am I safe, am I safe, am I safe? And we can, our whole lives we're going to do that. That inner judge is there to keep you safe. She's lovely, he's amazing. And do I need him right now? Or am I safe? And so if I know I'm feeling negativity, I have to get out of my brain and back in my body and breathe. And then once I'm in my body, now if I'm on a car, you know, if I'm about to step foot on the street and there's a car coming, I need that survival judge. Like, don't walk in the street, there's a car about to kill you. And I'm going to pull back. Thank you, judge, you just saved my life. I love you. But if I'm actually not in a life or death situation, my body, you go into that judge and you're in the sympathetic, oh my God, fight, flight, freeze, please, right? When minute you take a step back, I'm feeling really yucky right now. Am I dying? Oh, I'm not dying. Can I now move to the other side and have empathy for myself? Oh, my little girl is screaming. Right? Can I have compassion? Can I be curious? Why did that just happen to me? I'm not really dying, but I just got triggered like I was dying. Right? And so I'm learning to do this now. It didn't hit me till in my last 10 years, 15 years of my healing journey, realizing how much I was stuck in that I'm not enough trauma from my little girl.
Indeed. And right now, of course, you're speaking about self-realization. And Melanie, should we shift this conversation in the sense that now you know what is happening right here in the Republic, you know what is happening and reaching so many young people right here in Kenya. And of course, when you're speaking about self-realization and you understanding that I'm not enough and I want to hunt out there, I want to seek opportunities, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm seeing disaster. I'm seeing, problems. I'm looking at my background. I'm seeing danger. you're going to the heart of this community and you're listening to their stories, you're engaging with them. Does self-realization also appear in that same space? Because many will say, perhaps there is no life right here in the Republic. So in this self-realization, as Smith had said, that we erase that negativity or the negative mind, then we start afresh. There's someone feels like this home that I've lived for many years is not enough. So the self-realization comes in the sense that I need to leave this home and go abroad. How will you speak about self-realization to these people in the community?
That's very interesting. You said when you look in the mirror, and then what I heard you say is you look in the mirror and then you see what's in the community and you see what's behind you and you see your circumstances. Well, then you know what? You're not looking in the mirror. You're looking at everything outside of yourself. Because when we look in the mirror and we look into the eyes of who we are, the eyes are the window to what? To our soul.
Amazing.
What is our soul? S-O-U-L. State of unconditional love.
Amazing.
And what I said is, when I was on my journey to becoming an attorney and other things that I've done, because then I was a parent educator and then I've gone into the world of transformation and self-realization, what I learned is that to fail is to find answers in life, F-A-I-L, and to find answers in learning. And even, we're going to the boys, and we're speaking about the girls, but really it's for all of us. And a lot of the boys, a lot of you boys are taught this very competitive, like we need to, even the words you use, we need to hunt. We need to, it's part of the makeup of the male, right? Rather, I'm not really a sports person, so I don't remember if it was Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. Do you know who they are? Okay, the two famous basketball players. I'm not sure which one of them said it, but they said, I win some and I learn some. And so when we can change that mindset to, I'm not losing, nothing around me is wrong, and when I look in the mirror and I see the soul that I am, and I realize I came back in this body, whatever that body is that you're looking at, when you look into that soul self of who you are, you look at your circumstances and then you say, what can I do? I can't change the external environment, everything in the external environment, but I can change how I respond to it. I can change what I choose to do. And I know sometimes it's, when we fed over 1,000 kids yesterday at the end of the day, that sometimes it's just that survival that Dr. Tina's talking about. But I've gone, you're saying these young girls that go, I'm too young. Well, you know what, as a woman, I thought I was too old, or I was too fat, or I was too ugly, or whatever it is that I'm too. Instead of, I'm perfect, which is what Dr. Tina said, I'm perfectly imperfect. I am the way God made me. And God made me for a reason. And when you look in the mirror, you look into those eyes and you look into the soul self of who you are and who are you meant to be. And then you start to recognize, what can I respond to? What can I do in my community? And those little kids that came up to us, because we also spoke to leaders yesterday in this community, and all the little kids that were dancing and playing and hugging, that is how we re-find ourselves. Because that's what we always have to give, and serving, I think, is part of the key.
I was going to say the same thing yesterday when we were in Soweto, and the leaders and the people who are making a difference in their community. We came in.
Right here in the headquarters of the country, Nairobi, we are the Lookup Television. And of course, in the segment on the Morning Drift, the Social and Health Hour, I'm really glad that I'm hosting Melanie and Dr. Tina, of course, to have a conversation, an in-depth conversation in understanding realignment. And of course, there's so much impact right to the heart of the society. Even as we speak about a home far from home, how will they tell us the engagement right here in the Republic is? How is their experience right here in the country? There is hope for tomorrow, but one thing we need to realize is impact. Join us in the conversation. Right here with Melanie and Tina, just to make sure we have societal impact right to the heart of the society. Even as we speak about a home far from home, there's still the know-how in understanding all these, and the aspect and the main aspect that comes in the line of this conversation is impact. Many of which, of course, have really shared their conversations, and of course they've been onto this set discussing their lives, their experiences, but what is this helping hand in the community, and what is this impact? Of course, joining the conversation on Facebook and YouTube across all social media platforms, we are live. And right about now, just to make sure that we are on the same page, earlier on we were having start over every time. And this will be a connection of a new move, a new anthem. As we speak about this, Melanie, please talk to us now about the organization that you are here. How's the experience so far, and what is the intent to mission right here in the Republic?
So the experience with the Kenya Keynote Tour is absolutely fantastic. As a speaker, I am able to go in and actually speak to the community directly, which is fabulous, and have that connection, and then actually do service, which is really, I think, the most important thing that we can do for our own human beingness and humanity in general.
All right. How many spaces have you visited so far?
Oh my goodness. So we've only been on tour for a couple of days, and so far we've already visited 3 schools. We've gone into Soweto, the community of Soweto, and we went into, excuse me, and we went, so sorry, and we went into that community and met with an entire hundreds of people as a leadership team, and got to also interact with the kids.
And Ed, you've interacted with so many kids, I believe, and this I believe are vulnerable areas as well. When you listen to their backgrounds, you listen to their stories, you interact with them, what is the first thing that comes to your mind as an organization and in the alignment of change?
Well, the thing that I see with, and we've only been here a day and a half, and recognizing the Kenya Keynote Tour and David Fagan and Isabel, in the amount, they've been doing this for, David for 10 years, Isabel for about 5, and the impact doing this year after year after year, and how it's coming in and really helping the people on the ground make changes and supporting those that make change. So when we went yesterday into the Soweto, we met with, what do we call him, the priest?
Dominique.
Was Dominique? This man who has been a leading man of community service in his neighborhood. And he is changing the neighborhood. We're there to support him in his changes, right? And at the school, the Moy School, they've been invited, the keynote tours have come back to the same school, and we're supporting the changes that the school is making for their girls, right? So this is it's building and building. I mean, this is my first time, but seeing this organization and how it operates, I see on such a great level of, we're not here just writing checks. We're here supporting the community making change. And that's just beautiful.
All right. Later on, of course, we'll speak about the impact of education.
So what'd you think? Look Up, Morning Drift, Look Up.
Looking up, well, I can say that I truly feel that conversation, that interview, the location where we are, truly gives me so much positive hope for looking up for the future, for where we're heading. What about you, my love?
Well, I think having the conversation about how change gets made and where it starts from, and recognizing and even being able to say it always starts one human seeing themselves, one human interacting with the next human, and then it spreads. And that is uplifting, that we were able to spread that message.
Yeah, what I also really loved about it is the questions. I mean, I think that the interviewer was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think the set is beautiful. I think what is happening and the fact that it is going across all of these social platforms really does show what a global organization this is. And what I really love about this is something that you brought up, Tina, that this is the Kenya Keynote Tours and that this has been going on for 10 years. And that because of that, David Fagan and Isabel Donadio are able to truly make an impact that's not just a one-time, we're here, we're giving a little money, we're giving a little service, we're feeding some kids here, but it's really recognizing what the community needs. They're really listening, they're understanding, and looking at where can we, like David and Isabel, then bringing us along and saying, how can we make the biggest impact? Where can we make the biggest impact? How can we do the best service we can do, right?
Yeah, like for me, I just want to give back into the world, right? And by myself, I wouldn't know how to do it, right? And so having this organization and a collaborative thing of, they've been doing it for 10 years. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I need to ally with people who have already been doing this, right? And so, you know, the pools have been doing it for several years with them, right? And so it's how can we build something and make it bigger, which is also what we're teaching the Kenyans. Like, start in your community, and consistency leads to change. And I guess we're walking the walk, talking the talk, and they're listening and we're listening to them, right? It's an open conversation.
Yeah, and one other thing, humans, including the person that just interviewed us, the person that's videotaping us right now, right, both from Kenya. I mean, what a privilege it is to be in your company, what a privilege it is to be in your space, in your world, in your home, in your physical home, that I'm welcomed into. What's the word? The welcome home in Kenyan? Karibu, right? And it's that welcome home. Like I get, every time I go somewhere, I say asante, and it's karibu, like welcome home, welcome home. And that's how I feel. There's such a welcoming, there's such an embrace. It's so powerful. So I feel like my cup is getting filled.
I definitely am learning, like I'm expanding as my horizons, you know? I spent a lot of my adult years stuck in my office, right? And it's like, and so meeting you, and I'm really honest when I said I haven't met someone yet.
Yeah, it's a good one. Thank you so much.
We're gonna do it this way, hard.
Indeed, amazing. Thank you so much. What a comfort right here. Ladies and gentlemen, right to the heart of the capital, Nairobi. We've had a conversation of change, and Melanie and Tina have really helped us understand this. But what is the better way to understand this? It starts with you. All right, hakuna matata kila wakati, and of course, right about now, we've had a conversation, we've engaged, and you see, this is a community, right?
Yes.
It's a good community just to make sure we have positive change in a positive direction. Tuna haja ya mabadiliko hapa nchini Kenya, na kwa sababu leo hii tupo jijini Nairobi, hasa kwenye runinga ya Lookup, tumewalika nyote kuweza kutazama maonyesho haya, manake Melanie, Soloway, Justine is here, pressing change.
Thank you guys.
Wow, nice dress.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. You look lovely. You're amazing.
Thank you.
What do you do?
I'm a voiceover talent and a vocal empowerment coach, which means I help bring authenticity into people's words, connect them to their inner voice, to their outer message, transform their lives, their spirit, and their bank account.
All right, do for us one voice.
One voice. You want me all the time to do the voice. I'm trying to do your voice. I'm trying to learn your Nairobi accent. Not very good so far.
I did. Right, and the Republic, what is the best thing you're learning?
Well, here is that you guys are so much joy from within. So I find your authenticity comes through a lot. And sometimes the people that have the least here seem to be the happiest.
Wow.
So
what is
smiling from within.
Amazing. Smiling from within.
Yeah.
That's perfect. What is the best thing you're taking home?
That there's an openness to not only vocal empowerment, but empowering the women here. I think that's my most important mission, is to empower the women and with menstrual equity, with empowering their voices so they can speak up, be heard, and have more impact.
More impact. I can't wait to see these impacts day in, day
Me
out.
too.
It's a
Me
pleasure
too.
to meet you, Reis.
Thank you so much.
Nice. You're Justine Reis.
Justine Reis.
Social media.
Yes, we'll be on social media. Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
It's a pleasure.
Great to meet
Thank
you.
you so much.
Okay,
Reis.
thank you so much.
You're more. She's a voice actor. So much is needed and to be done, ladies and gentlemen.
I had so
We
much
couldn't
fun
say
here.
much, but just to embrace Justine Reis.
Alafu tunaenda hivi. No. Good. Yeah, God is good. I thank God. You're beautiful. So, hey, he give you the card. And I listen on podcast, just random, and even you repeat it. So, yeah, ukikosa uoga like a survival tactics number one. Yeah, nikiwa ule mtu anaulizanga sasa mimi huko naenda naenda wapi? Makosa ni na government. So, yeah. Sasa hiyo government ingine una blame. And when you don't look bad side, when you can see everything that has happened to you in your life, positive. Things keep going positive. They don't go negative. They work out. But when you are going in negative, like you don't know how, but they work out. Yeah. But when you are thinking negative, like government is doing bad, I'm not. Yeah. Things will continue going. Sindio? Sasa ulipatana na hawa?